Danielle Pady.
So close.
Fuck, friggin'. Dang it. I thought I got it.
Like
Pady.
Like lady.
Pady like lady. That's neat. Where's that from?
It's British.
Does that mean you pronounce it like
Like
Paddington Bear? Does that
No.
make sense?
I don't think so.
That's how it sounds like.
Pady.
Oh.
Pady.
So there you go. That's the correct pronunciation then. With the accent. I'm not even gonna try that. I got Danielle though.
Yeah.
Danielle. But you go by, at least on Etsy or on like TikTok, Angel, right?
Angelite Tarot, yeah.
Angelite Tarot Co.
Yeah. On my social media and stuff, it's just my name, but like my Etsy is Angelite, yeah, Tarot.
Sweet. Would you say tarot belongs in sort of the world of astrology?
I would call it like spirituality. Or like consider it like kind of witchcraft. You could consider it. But yeah, mostly just like spiritual, or I would probably put it in the witchcraft category actually.
So we're here to talk about that and your role in that and what you do and like what that means specifically for you and how you use your tarot readings and the way you apply that in your own life.
Yeah.
And how that's benefited you. Who is Danny Pady?
Yes, Pady. Let's see. Well, I live here in Edmonton, obviously. I moved here when I was 6 from Saskatchewan. I do tarot. To be specific, I'm an intuitive medium tarot reader. So I can explain that.
Please, yeah.
So most tarot readers, they're just like an intuitive tarot reader. They use their intuition because that's like a spiritual gift. It's just like the feeling of knowing something. It's kind of like if you ever, because everybody has intuition. So if you ever like get a gut feeling about something, that's your intuition. But with people that do tarot, with a tarot reading, every card has a meaning, but they have multiple meanings. So it's up to your discretion and your intuition based off of the other cards that you have to decide what the meaning is. So that's where the intuition part comes, where we're channeling energy. So I channel the energy of the person I'm reading for. I channel messages from spirit or from the universe or from God. It doesn't really matter what the person believes in. It's not, I tell people, I'm like, if you're Catholic, if you don't believe in anything, it doesn't matter. Like wherever you think the message is coming from is most important. And then the medium part, that's something that's a little bit more rare. That's where I can channel messages from people that have passed away. So yeah, that's what that is.
What do you call it? Angelite Tarot Co. Where does Angelite come from?
Well, it's a very important crystal to me now, but before that it wasn't. I wanted it to have something to do with angels. Because so I have this thing in my room. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It like goes in the ceiling and then it comes down like this, and there are these little like angels, and they've been in my room since my room was a nursery. They're like yay big.
They're like, yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, and they're like, I think they might be vintage. They're like, they would look like they're glass, but they're not.
Porcelain.
Yeah, they have like gold wings, and they're little angels. And my mom, since I was like born, she put it over my bed.
Like a mobile, right? Like
it doesn't move or anything. It's just like,
but it just hangs.
Yeah, it's the idea. Yeah, she would put it over my bed. So it's not over my bed now because I took it down because it was messing up with my room decor. But like, it's somewhere else in my room now. And when I was younger, so I have 2 great grandmas that passed away. One I didn't know, one I did. And when I was the one that I did know passed away when I was about 10. And I had just always this thing where I thought that they were in the angels, and they were like my angels watching over me when I slept, because I really struggled with sleeping when I was younger. And nobody told me that. It was just like I kind of came to that conclusion on my own. And so I wanted it to do something to do with angels, just because it was like important to me. So I like looked up just like random crystals, and I just like looked at all the names until I found one that I liked.
It says Angelite. And
so Angelite, I was like, okay, let's do that one. And so I like looked at the properties or whatever. So I'm wearing it right now. This is Angelite.
Oh, that's Angel. Okay.
Yeah, I never take this off pretty much.
Cool.
So Angelite it's blue, so it helps with your throat chakra. That's why I wear it as a necklace.
Oh.
So we have different like chakra points that hold
Okay.
energy. And my strongest ones are my throat and my heart, which basically means my heart chakra, I'm very empathetic. I always want to help people. I'm very
an empath.
Yeah, I'm an empath. Yeah. So my heart chakra and then my throat chakra, I'm very talkative. I'm very articulate,
Expressive.
Like expressive. Yeah. Usually they're the artists, the singers, the actors, performers. Yeah. And since I use my throat chakra so much, I wear it over this because it like balances out my throat chakra. But also, Angelite's main property is it helps connect you to the other side, connect with your guardian angels, and it's just like it's a very just like spiritual stone that just helps you connect and hear messages from your angels.
It's like 5G for
yeah,
angel,
literally,
right? Your guardian angels.
Yeah, and so like as soon as I started wearing it, I think actually when I started wearing it was when I started really getting into being a medium.
That definitely helps channeling that signal or the energy, I guess.
Energy,
the communication.
So, and then I liked the name of it, so I kept it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What is it made of?
It's just it's a crystal, like it's a rock basically.
Oh, okay.
And what it does is like because everything that we have holds energy. So crystals, they hold energy that have properties in it. So basically when you use it on specific chakras or whatever, it balances out the energy in that chakra. So like this one is like my ride or die stone. I literally would not be able to survive without it. It's Amazonite.
Amazonite, okay.
Yeah, and it's blue and it's green, so that's heart and throat. And basically what happens here is like there's energy in the crystal. So when I put it on my heart chakra, it cleanses the energy in my heart chakra and balances it out.
So it's like sucks away the negative energy?
Kind of, yeah. Because your chakras can be out of alignment and out of balance. So crystals really help with bringing them back to alignment.
Like a massage. It sets it all back in place.
It's like a chiropractor. I bring it with me all the time. Like I bring it with me to work and stuff because I'm so susceptible to energy. So if anybody has even a little bit of negative energy, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So this, like whenever I do a reading, I always read with this, and I also hold on to it when I'm reading, and I also like do like breathing with it over my heart chakra.
Right, just to make sure that all the energy in your body is your own.
Yeah.
Or
once
like positive.
Yeah.
Positive at least.
Yeah.
If it's not your own. I didn't know they were all connected. Like or are they? Or like do you just draw from like multiple like different sort, like being a medium, tarot readings,
it's all kind of
chakras.
On the same umbrella, I would say. Like it's all kind of in the
spirituality.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are these two? These other ones.
This one is Howlite and this is Amethyst. I actually stole this from my mom. I gave it to her, but I like stole it to bring.
You borrowed it.
Yeah, I borrowed it.
Yeah.
This is Howlite. This one particularly for me because like each crystal has different properties and then you set an intention for it.
Okay.
So this one helps me with sleep. And then it also just like helps with mood swings too.
Okay.
And like I have mood swings sometimes, so this helps. Chills me out. And then this is Amethyst. This is what people call like the all healer. Like it's kind of, if you're like new to crystals, Amethyst is like your best bet.
It's like versatile.
Yeah, it's great. It helps with so many different things. It is purple, so it helps open up your third eye chakra. So it helps with like psychic abilities and stuff. But above that, it helps like really a lot with anxiety. That's why I gave it to my mom. So it helps with anxiety. It helps with just like calming yourself down. It helps with grounding you. Basically,
that's
like
important.
Everything that you would need in
it's a good all-arounder. It's a good starter crystal.
Oh yeah, like
it's a Honda Civic of crystals, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Like amethyst, rose quartz, clear quartz, citrine. Quartz, yeah. Oh, I'm wearing rose quartz too.
Rose quartz?
Yeah. So this is a bracelet that I have.
And that's all quartz?
Yeah, this is rose quartz.
Ooh.
So.
What does that do?
It can either help with like attracting love, or it can help with self-love. I set the intention for self-love, but I think I accidentally attracted love, even though I wasn't trying to. But that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
But it does attract love, but it helps. It also helps with like if in your relationship there's like struggles, it kind of helps with that too.
It fixes that.
The weird energy. I did it for self-love, but it also just helps with acceptance and just positive energy and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with a little more love?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like spread
Either
all the love.
self-love or, exterior.
Yeah.
As long as you don't attach yourself too much to the external. And it just gives you deeper sleep, I guess, healthier sleep.
It just helps with insomnia. So it helps
okay.
it helps
It's like
clear the brain a little bit or the mind to help you sleep, because I've been insomniac since I was young, but that's common when you have spiritual gifts.
So you fall asleep faster. So that's
yeah,
and
it helps keep a routine and not be up all night.
Look into that. What is your connection to tarot? Like how did you get started in tarot? What does it mean to you?
Definitely, I started tarot initially just because I thought it was like really cool. And I was like, I just want to see like what I can do with it. And I was like, oh, tarot is like this really cool thing. And after I started to realize I was like kind of good at it, I wanted to help people. So I've always just wanted to help people. Since I was young, I had this very strong thing of like, I want to help people. Like,
makes sense, you're an empath, right?
Yeah, I was like always the friend that people would come to if they needed advice. I was always offering my help to teachers and all that stuff. Like I wanted to make the world better. And so I felt like that's why I kept doing it. And so like the more experiences that I had with people telling me how much the readings helped, it kept me in it, and it just made me love it even more, I think. What
happens if you give like you get like a negative kind of, how do you deal with it?
I just tell them, don't shoot the messenger and just go for it. Because like I've had negative readings where people will come to me and be like, I'm having problems with my boyfriend and I'm considering us breaking up. And I'm like, if you're already having that intuition, then you already know what you have to do. But people just need an extra push. So I'll literally start the reading and be like, listen, like I'm just the messenger. They channel, like it's coming through me, not from me. So I'll just be like, this isn't working. And like, you need to make a decision. And I'll always be like, this is what I'm saying, but you have free will to do whatever you want.
This is not like your fate.
Yeah.
It's not destiny per se.
Like it's you have to use your intuition. And if it's not, if you're like, no, I don't want to do that, then don't.
Also no refunds.
I mean, it's like a lot of people they'll go in and like spirit, the universe, they tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so that's like important to understand, is like there will be sometimes negative readings. Right.
I mean, that's life. You're not always in a good spot.
No, and that's why usually people come to me, because they're not in a good spot. They need something. They're at a crossroads.
Yeah. Yeah. You've probably done hundreds, if not thousands.
Yeah, I think I've hit like 140 orders on my Etsy at this point or something like that.
Neat. That's cool. When you give a reading, how does that work? Like, do you have to, all you have to do is meet up with the person, or like see them face to face? They pick the cards, right? Or like
basically on my Etsy, I have two types of readings. I have like filmed readings where I pull their cards and then I film it, and then I post it on YouTube as like unlisted, and then these get the link.
I see.
And with those readings, like I have a few different types of readings. Like I have general love messages from like, because like messages from your person readings I really like doing, because if someone's like, my boyfriend is being really weird and not talking to me, then I can channel the boyfriend's energy and figure out what is going on with him. Or like, oh, I really like this person, I don't know how they feel. And I like doing those because I like getting the tea. And then I pull like, I pull like 6 and then 4 more. So I pull like about 15 cards and I talk for like 15 minutes.
So a minute per card, kind of?
Kind of. I kind of just say whatever comes through. And when, in order to channel somebody, I usually just ask for general information about whatever situation they want guidance on. As much information as they're willing to give. And then I kind of just like ask my questions to spirit and just kind of see what comes through. So I ask like specific questions to spirit for the cards to come out.
Is there always a spirit involved? Like,
I'm channeling from spirit. So even still, to me, I don't even really know what that means to me. To me, spirit is like a god or just like the universe.
Oh, okay.
Or even like their spirit guides.
Okay, the spirit guides.
Yeah, so I'm channeling theirs.
Their guides, or I guess...
Or just like the universe, or whatever they believe in, really. Okay. They can resonate it with however they want.
Do you recommend like everybody in general get tarot readings? Or like, when should you get one? Why you should get one?
I think that everybody should.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of things subconsciously that we don't know we need guidance on
Mm-hmm.
that will come through. But I do think that there are times where people aren't ready to hear certain things. But at the same time, if somebody comes to me, Spirit's not going to tell them something that they don't need to know yet. If anything, they won't tell me stuff. Like there are specific instances where they will not tell me something that somebody wants to know. And that's like annoying sometimes, but it's because it's not time for them to know yet.
That's how you explain it to them? You just say that?
Yeah, I'll be like, you have to, or they want them to use their intuition on it. They want them to make the decision.
Right, okay.
Or if like people, probably the best example I have of this when I do love readings,
Mm-hmm.
people will be like, am I going to find love soon? When am I going to? And it's almost every single time I'm like, if you are obsessed with knowing when, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So I will channel instead what they need to do in order for a connection to come forward. Because then we'll see, oh, you have a lot of healing that you need to do. You need to heal your codependency. You need to heal your trust issues. And so they're so focused on the when and not the how.
Yeah, they don't get to the bottom of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're so fixated on the problem itself.
Yeah.
But they don't see like, oh, where's it coming from?
Yeah, because the universe doesn't want to tell you when it's going to happen if you're not in a place to.
Because it's never going to happen if you're just stuck there, right?
Uh-huh. I watched it happen to myself. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, everything that I talk to people about has happened to like me. Like, especially with like, not like something won't come forward unless you heal yourself first.
How would you tell people to look for a good tarot reader? Like, what are the traits of a good tarot reader? How do I find a good one and where?
I feel like the traits of a good tarot reader is bringing in their own experiences and talking about more than just the meanings of the cards. Because I think that that's something that sets readers apart. Is a lot like there will be readers where they'll just pull the cards and then they'll basically just like recite off the meaning of the card. And I'm like, okay, anybody can do that. Like I could sit here and say if I pull like the Three of Swords and then like the Two of Cups in reverse and then I pull, okay, let's just say I pull those two.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if I pulled those, the very brief general meaning is you just went through a breakup.
Okay.
That's what that means. But that doesn't really help them. It's like, yes, I did. No, that's the end of it, right? So you have to use your intuition and figure out what do they need to hear. So let's say you pull one more card and you pull like the Star, which is about putting yourself first. And it's also about, it's a card of hope. So if you pull that, then yeah, you can say you need to put yourself first, which is good. But then you have to elaborate on that.
Right.
And give actual guidance. What things can they do to improve this?
Like,
why is this important to improve this? And giving them actual useful advice. Because that's what we do. We're giving guidance and helping them and using our intuition. So I think that's the difference is like you can very easily just pull cards and talk about the meanings. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more important to actually give a message and guidance. And
call to action, basically, right?
Yeah.
Here's something that you can do if you wanted to fix it. Mm-hmm. Like a solution.
Yeah, 100%. Sort of, yeah. That's when I ask specific questions. Usually, without fail, I'll start with, Spirit, what can you tell me about this situation? So then I can get an understanding. Then I'll ask for like clarifiers on what this actually is going on and what do they need to know about this situation. And then my last cards, I'll say, and what can they do to improve this? What guidance can you give me to give them to fix this entire situation? And then I'll just connect all of that to give a message. So it's about the questions you ask. Like it's important to ask powerful questions.
What about as a reader, you're saying it's important to ask your spirit guide or their spirit guide, whoever you're having a connection with, those questions. So as someone who's getting a reading, what sort of questions should you be asking them?
Mostly like when somebody's coming to me for a reading, the most important things I want to know is like what is going on. Like I want a background about what's going on. But I also I ask everyone that's getting a reading for me to keep an open mind. Mm-hmm. And don't try and resist it. Because if you resist it, I'm not going to be able to channel. I will be able to, but it'll be more difficult.
And it may not be as accurate as it could be, right?
No, 100%. Right. And also know that the thing that you want to know might not come through.
Ah.
Because they're going to tell you what you need to know. So it's important to come in knowing that whatever comes through is what you're supposed to know. And if something doesn't come through, then you're just not supposed to know it right now. So I think that that's most important. And also like knowing that if you desperately want to know something, like I said earlier, like it won't come through if that's all you're focused on.
Right, because you're blocking everything else.
Yeah.
And you're fixated on it.
Yeah, if you're fixated on something, the universe will be like, we're not gonna like give you this until you like give up the control and like chill out.
You, like, chill out. Like,
yeah, literally.
Stop that. You're going crazy. Let's say you didn't know any tarot readers. If you're gonna go online right now and look for one, or even just like around town, I guess.
Yep.
What are the signs of someone who's good? Like from first inspection, like not even having to message them or something like that. Like start a conversation yet.
Yeah, just like looking at like maybe like their Etsy page or whatever. I would say the first thing that you would see from a good reader is obviously like we all know to look at reviews, but I think that that's actually really important. And also have a reader that has their story on their Etsy. Why do they do this? Where did they learn how to do this?
That's a good point.
I don't think that timing is that important because a lot of people be like, oh, how long have they been doing it? I don't really think that that matters because I think that, like, to speak from experience, my readings were 100% accurate, like, days after starting tarot. So, like, I don't think that timing has a lot to do with it.
Like, from the jump, you were...
Yeah, but I think that experiences help a lot.
Okay.
And also seeing, like, what kind of reader they are. But I think... most importantly, like if their story and why they do tarot is on there, and also kind of just how they perceive tarot. Like it's it's like if they're talking about like I don't know. I just feel like it's an energy thing that you'll know. Yeah, authenticity is really important because that's something that I get complimented a lot, that I am very authentic and real, and I think that that's really important. Like tarot readers that like put on, because like we all of us tarot readers talk about love and light and stuff. But I feel like you can tell when somebody's putting on that front because I am full of love and light. And I think that I am. And I think that that shows. But I think that a lot of tarot readers, like, because there's some tarot readers, because like I'll be on my TikTok and like I'll just randomly pop into TikTok lives of them doing readings. And their energy will be just like weird. Like they don't seem like they love what they're doing. Oh. And I think that's really important.
And you can tell. That's always like super obvious, right?
It's so obvious. And I'm like, you hate your life right now. Like, just stop. Like, and I don't think that can just sometimes be people's personality. But if I personally were getting a reading, because I get readings all the time, I like readers that are very welcoming and very warm and positive and just non-judgmental. Yeah. True.
Because once you're like you as a reader, I guess, you start distracting the person you're reading, then that messes up your job too. Like it makes it harder for you to get a connection because now the reader's just thinking about like why you seem like you just failed your driver's test or something like that.
Yeah, literally. If you have negative energy, all your readings are going to be negative.
Yeah, true.
So like I can't, if I'm having an off day, because sometimes my energy will just be like messed, everybody has days, and I won't read. I don't care if I have to give a reading a day late. I'm not doing it. I'm like, I refuse to like give a like reading that's not 100% how it should be. And a lot of readers won't do that. They'll be like, it's a job. My mom said that to me once. I was like, I don't want to read today. She's like, Danny, it's a job. I'm like, no, it's not. It is a job. They're paying me, but I'm not going to take their money if they're not getting 100% of me. And sometimes I can't give 100% of me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are thinking about your job then because you want to deliver a quality product. You don't want to be
100%. Yeah.
You don't want to be like messing up the order.
No, I would rather give it late than like half-assed. Yeah. And sometimes I can't channel people. It's weird. And then the next day it'll be completely fine. And I'll tell them that. I'll be like, I tried to channel you yesterday and it wouldn't work. And they'll be like, yeah, I was having a really rough day yesterday. I was overthinking a lot yesterday. And I was like, or my friend, I did a reading for her. Like I said, we do readings for each other. And I tried to do a reading and I literally couldn't. Like I was trying to channel and I started like crying. Like I couldn't do it. And then the next day I told her, and because it was about her moving and all this stuff, and she had already made a decision on what she wanted to do. But the universe wanted her to make the decision and then hear my guidance, not the other way around.
I see.
So they wouldn't let me give her the reading because they wanted her to figure it out first.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So like that'll happen too.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Does it mess with you in any way? Like, I mean, the fact you do this a lot, and the frequency you do this times the, I guess the emotions you go through and the energies that pass through you. I mean, it's got to be overwhelming.
It is, yeah.
Right.
It's very overwhelming. Like even just going to the grocery store on the weekend is too overwhelming for me sometimes because there's just so much energy, and so it'll be really overwhelming for me. But like I usually cap out at like 3 readings a day, private readings, because after that I'm drained. Because what I'm doing is I'm channeling your energy and I'm using my energy, so it just like completely drains me.
That makes sense.
So like yeah, it can be overwhelming, especially if I get a negative one in there somewhere.
I'm sure negative energies drain you a lot faster and a lot more than positive ones.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's hard. Then I gotta like use my crystals and like get myself back in check.
Detox.
But yeah, literally before I do another one.
Is this your first deck? This is the first deck you ever got?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's still the one that I pretty much primarily use.
Dang.
Because I like the imagery and I like
the art.
Yeah, I like using this deck because you can tell the meaning with the picture. Not that necessarily helps me a ton, but it helps for people that I'm reading for. Because if you have a deck that, like, there's a lot of minimalist decks that don't really have a lot of art and it just says the name, it's hard for people to really connect it.
True.
So I like to point out stuff on the cards. And, like, if you look at, like, some of the cards, like the tower, like, it looks...
It's on fire.
Yeah, and it's like everyone's falling out of the building, and you can't really like make up a meaning for that. Like, you know, there's a lot of tarot readers that will use like minimalist decks and then just like make up a meaning because how would you know, right? Yeah. But with that, it's like you can't like I can visually show them what the card means, and I think that that's really helpful when it comes to this deck. And like that's why I like it the most, and why I like using it. And
it's like art. Like I really like the looks of it.
Yeah.
Just the aesthetics of
Oh yeah, I love it. Like it's very kind of like a celestial aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, like a mystical thing going on. Yeah. And it's also like classic, sort of like vintage kind of looking.
Yeah, that's why I like it so much because like all of these pictures, they're old. Like they've kind of been around for a while.
Character.
Yeah, 100%. And they still work now.
Even very much so.
Yeah, even though they're
still true.
Yeah, they're timeless in a way. At least I think.
Damn. Okay. So I think you got what are your favorites? Like
Yeah. So I picked 3 major arcanas. So there's like 78 cards in the deck, and the major arcanas, they are the strongest cards, I would say. And then the rest of the deck is separated into different suits. So like wands, cups, swords, and what am I missing? Pentacles. And those are a little bit more interchangeable. But for these, I picked 3. So I have the Lovers, the Star, and the Chariot. I have like specific reasons why I like each one. Specifically with the Lovers, I just have a connection to it. I have a lot of Geminis in my life, and it's ruled by Gemini. And for some reason, it's just like always been my favorite card because I get so excited when it comes out because it doesn't come out very often.
Really?
There's lots of cards about relationships and love in the deck. And if they want to like signify a love connection, they can pull the 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. But the Lovers comes out when it's a soulmate or it's a twin flame or it's somebody that you were destined to be with. And I love it when it comes out because it's just like I'm like a hopeless romantic Pisces. Like I love it when it comes out, and when it does come out, it's just like it's a personal meaning for me because of its affiliation with Gemini. But also, when I started tarot, it was a card that I wanted to come out so much, and so now it just had like a weird meaning for me. But the Star is ruled by Aquarius.
It seems like, yeah.
Yeah, and like my rising sign is Aquarius. And my chart is like air dominant. And so like I relate sometimes more to an Aquarius more than a Pisces.
Really?
But I like the star because it's the card of hope. And it's,
Star.
yeah, it talks about the universe reminding you that something new is coming. You're joining a cycle that's full of hope. And it's also about balance. And I love it because she's like pouring the 2 cups and she's, you know, giving so much, but
those are cups.
Yeah, like they're kind of, they're like just like little, I don't know if they're
like water bearing jar, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like Aquarius has it, but the fact that she's doing 2 cups, she's pouring 2 cups. What is it? And she's pouring one into the.
Yeah, the way I
Ponds?
always interpret it is she is, for one, she's giving back to both. So she's creating balance. So as much as the grass gets water, the pond gets water as well.
Yeah.
So it's about finding balance in your life, but it's also understanding that you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're
like
not,
that.
if you're not, one of my oracle cards says that in one of my decks, and I've loved it ever since I saw it. If you're not making yourself the priority, then you can't help anybody else.
You can't, no.
And that's why I love the star. It's about putting yourself first and trusting yourself and trusting the universe too.
You got to fill your cup first.
Yeah.
Before filling others.
Yeah, and you need to make sure that you're, as much as you want to help people, you also have to help yourself.
Yeah, first and foremost, right?
Yeah. And then we have the Chariot, which is ruled by Cancer. I don't necessarily know why it's one of my favorites. I think it's because it talks about perseverance and moving forward. But I like to relate it to Percy Jackson. Because I love Percy Jackson, and like I always, ever since I read the books, I like every time I get the Chariot.
Just the books,
I
not
have
the
to,
movies.
yeah, not the movies.
Not the movies.
Not
they
the
don't
movies.
exist.
No, not in my brain. And ever since I read them, I always relate it back to it, even though this isn't the meaning of the Chariot, but I feel like it kind of all moves together of the fact that Poseidon and Athena really couldn't stand each other. Yeah. And the only time that they came together was to create the Chariot. And it's the idea that it doesn't matter how bad things are, how much you don't want to cooperate with your life. In order for things to move forward, you have to take the good parts and the bad parts and put it together in order to make it happen. And there's no way of getting out of it. Like you just have to.
Yeah. And
even if you don't want to, you're just going to continue to be stagnant if you don't do the things that you need to do in order to move forward. So yeah, it'll say this card is moving forward, that like this situation is moving forward, but in order for it to move forward, you have to learn how to make everything co-conspire in a way.
You got to take everything. I mean, like take the good with the bad.
Yep.
But yeah, and then you can pick up the pieces. Like you got to accept what's happening, right?
And like and get over your
get
stuff.
over it so you can get over it and
literally, like they had to put their differences aside. And so it's important to know that.
Is that just in the books, or is it like part of the actual mythology? Like
from my understanding, it is. Like I don't think
cool.
Rick Riordan would have put it in the book if it wasn't, because it is true. Like, and that's why, even just relating it to the book, like Annabeth didn't want to cooperate with Percy because her mom didn't. But then she was like, wait, I'm my own person, and I like Percy, and I want to work with Percy. And that's the thing. It's like you are your own person, and if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. And that's true. That's what I like about the Chariot.
That's super cool. I think there's a little trend going on here with your favorite cards.
Yeah.
It's all about opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not inherently. I like it because it's not inherently good news. Like it's not like the sun.
Yeah.
Where
the
it's
sun
flat
is
out.
never negative.
Right. It's just like, oh, this good thing is gonna happen for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So the star is a little bit more vague about it.
Yeah, and it can mean a lot of different things. The star also, when it comes out in a relationship meaning, it can also mean like this is supposed to happen because it's a very spiritual card. So literally, like if I were to pull these cards in a reading, what this would basically mean is there's a love connection that's moving forward, and to remain hopeful that there's new positivity coming.
Dope.
But you have to find the balance. And also just based off of the cards, you could also say that these people in this relationship could have had past lives together. And I always think of that because we have like the 2 here and the 2 here, like they've always been together.
Oh, true. And I like the
yeah.
I like that's black and white. It looks like it gives me yin and yang vibes.
Exactly, and that's what a soulmate is. It's a yin to your yang. And you have 2 angels that I could have pointed out and said, oh, like this is a direct message from your angels, basically confirming this.
Whoa.
And maybe you've been like feeling like you are giving to not only one, but you want to give to another person as well, and that person is going to come in and help you. And you could even relate it to like twin flames and say that like twin flames, which basically means when you have like a soul, it's split into 2. One goes into one person, one goes into another. So you're
same fire.
Yeah, it's like it's one soul split in 2. Yeah. And so your twin flame, everybody has one. Doesn't mean you'll always meet them in this lifetime. But with a twin flame, like it kind of always feels incomplete because until you meet that other half of your soul. And so that could even talk about that you're going to start to put that water somewhere. If that makes sense.
That does. And I mean, hopefully everybody finds their twin flame. Yeah, just because you find your twin flame doesn't mean like if you guys end up together, it doesn't mean you stay together, right?
Oh no, usually you don't.
Really?
Oh yeah, because there's like a difference between like a soulmate and a twin flame.
Oh.
So like you can have multiple soulmates. So like my best friend Kiara, we've been best friends for like almost like 6 years now. She's 100% my soulmate. She's the only person I can like tolerate for this long. And like she's my
like how you say tolerate.
Oh yeah, I can't tolerate most people. And she can't tolerate most people either. And we're like, our signs are partner signs. So she's a Scorpio and I'm a Pisces. And that's a really, really good combination.
Really?
Oh yeah, because like you have a crybaby Pisces in the corner with a Scorpio ready to fight somebody. So like it's a good combination, and like I 100% believe she's like one of my soulmates.
Nice.
But a twin flame, because it's like the other half of you, it's like you're complete opposites, but you're also like mirrors. So everything is going to set each other off because you're going to say one thing and they're just going to like combat it.
Yeah.
So you would have been together in different lifetimes, but it's hard to make it work in your current lifetime.
It's an endeavor, I bet.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and that's why a lot of time it doesn't happen. But your soulmate can be anybody. Like a soulmate can be a best friend, a soulmate can be a mentor.
True, it's not necessarily romantic.
Yeah, and you don't just have one. So like my best friend Kara is one of my soulmates, 100%. And you know, I'll meet more as I go, and it's just our souls were meant to find each other, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
and I like I like how you get the Chariot, which is perseverance. You get the Star, which is being hopeful, and the Lovers, which you get opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a trend with your cards here. I really like it because it's not a sure good news thing. It is good news, but it's saying, if you were to draw this, it's saying, well, from my perspective, I'm no expert. From what I gather from what you're saying is it means that there's good news if you got to meet halfway.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to, like a lot of the time with the Chariot, it's moving forward, but like I said, you have to find that perseverance. It's like a lot of people will want to give up because they've had a lot of karmic connections, which are people that were put in your life to teach you something. They weren't supposed to be there forever. They were just there to teach you your self-worth. They were there to teach you how to communicate. Yeah. So the reason we have those, we have all these like bad relationships, is because the universe doesn't want to give us our soulmate right away because we'll mess it up without all the prior knowledge.
True.
So
makes sense.
You have to like go through all of these karmic connections in order to meet the person that you're supposed to be with forever. And in order for you to do that, you have to take all of these lessons. So it's like saying like you have to persevere. Like I know you've had bad relationships. Yeah. But you have to keep persevering because you know everybody that was ever put into your life was there for a reason. Everything that happens to us is for a reason. You
can't get a degree without going to class.
No, you have to learn and you have to like grow.
yeah, you do. And yeah, growth is important. Like just because you meet your soulmate and you know, it doesn't mean you stop growing either, right?
No, and that once you meet your soulmate, you're supposed to grow with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Sweet. How do you like these? I like the Star.
Me too.
Why is it 7 stars? Like, is there a specific reason for that? Like, they got the 7 white stars at the... Are they 7? Oh, am I counting wrong? Okay, yeah, they are 7.
I mean, like, the way I always saw the star, like, when I first started reading, I still will say this sometimes if it resonates with the other cards, but I'll always say be the star of your own life. Because I feel like if you relate it back, like, the star, like, it's almost like, for one, you have to be your own star. But also, when we wish on a star, we're finding that hope. And we're wishing on a star. And I feel like that's where that comes from. All of the cards, like, they have, like, the imagery is there for a reason. And
yeah, it seems very intentional. These are not just like decor or anything.
Like this can be seen as like a parent and 2 kids too. And sometimes that'll resonate and I'll say that, but sometimes it won't. And sometimes actually I'll get like the Lovers, and then I'll also pull the Devil, which is basically the same card, except these 2 people are like chained to each other and it's very toxic.
Oh yeah, I got that card.
Yeah, and I'll say like, this is where you are right now, and you have to do X, Y, Z in order to get here. So like the imagery is very like important.
True.
And even sometimes like I'll say I feel called to point out blank. So sometimes I might say I feel called to point out the number of stars, and then I'll say like, and then I'll say it, and then they'll maybe be like, oh, like that's how long I've been with my boyfriend. That's X, Y, Z. Like I'll just get an intuition to point something out. I always point out angels.
Okay.
And usually.
You gotta stick with the brand name, you know. Angel.
Yeah. And also it's just like and also if there's a repeat number, I'll point out.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
If I
trend.
get like
there's
3
trend.
4s, that's an angel number.
3 4s.
So like if you get like 444, that is a like combinations of numbers, they are messages from your angels. So like that example, 444 means like your angels want to tell you that they support you in what you're doing and you should continue on this path because it's going to be good for you. Like my angels and my spirit guides, they've been showing me 1 1 1 1 for 3 months. Every single day, multiple times a day without fail.
Has that happened today?
It hasn't happened today. Not yet.
Not yet?
No. Usually it'll happen like I'll see it every single day though. And it's the tarot reader that I asked about it, she said that it was because they were telling me I was about to meet my soulmate, and I was like, okay, T. But like the general meaning is it's basically just saying that your angels are protecting you and they're with you, and that positivity is coming.
Sweet.
So they'll usually show me it when I'm like stressed out. Like they would show it to me at work all the time.
Just to remind you.
Oh yeah, if you ask your spirit guides for a sign, they'll give you a sign. So just ask them for like a specific number and they'll show it to you.
Sweet. Okay, I want to look into that. I'm gonna try that. It's been dope. We want to do a freaking test. Are we still recording? Awesome. Or freaking demo, like a reading. But you already do that, like do a demo reading or like a sort of just to give everyone a sneak peek of what reading is like. But you already do that on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Like every other day or something like that.
Yeah, I usually like go live around like it's usually in the evening, usually around 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your how do people reach you? Like what is your TikTok?
Yeah, my TikTok is just my name, Danielle Pady. Same with my Instagram. And then my Etsy is Angelite Tarot Co. on Etsy.
Sweet.
And you can basically search my name and you'll find me somewhere.
I'll put the link in wherever the description is.
Yeah.
This way, that way. And the bio.
Yeah.
And the show notes if you're listening to this. Yeah, this is awesome. Like what about your acting work? Like where can people check you out? You have a YouTube channel?
I don't post I don't post a ton about acting right now. I have a little bit about acting on my TikTok.
All right, yeah.
But I'm probably going to be posting more acting content soon.
Sweet,
when I move as well.
There you go.
But yeah, my Instagram and my TikTok has everything that I talked about here pretty much.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So check her out on TikTok Live for if you want to see her do a reading for you. And we'll catch you in the next episode of the YEG Experience. And then outro.